Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Langley Event Center South Courts, where we bring you more action from the 54th Annual Junior Boys Basketball Invitational Tournament. My name is Jagger Jalali. A pleasure to be your play-by-play voice for our quarterfinal this afternoon. I'm being joined by Nick Flint. And Nick, this is a matchup that both of these teams know what the importance is behind it. Not just them, but the fans know as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jag. It's a pleasure to be here. A little bit of a David versus Goliath matchup. If you ask me, I believe Pacific Academy is a 22 seed in this tournament. So they've pulled off a couple upsets already, looking to do another one here to a big powerhouse in St. Pat's. They always seem to be here at this time of year.
Indeed, and Pacific Academy coming into this one having two victories yesterday, both of them. Their first victory was a 64-35 win against South Kamloops, whom we saw play early on against Timanowis as well, and their second victory was a 64-48 win against Abbotsford Christian. As for St. Pat's, both of their victories, pretty easy ones. They beat Handsworth 68-43 and Rick Hansen 76-49. Now when we get the chance to take a look at the starting lineups, first for the Pacific Academy Breakers, a 5'11 guard, number 4, Judah Ashby. A 5'11 guard as well, number 8, Tae Lee Kim. At 5'11, number 9, David Uday. And a 6'5 forward, number 11, the man in the middle, Adriel Bugep. And finally, a 6-foot forward, number 12, Mario Kini. So the Pacific Academy, not really a team with much height.
No, and you know, they know that, and so they're gonna have to play to their strengths. And you know, usually when the teams are shorter, they're a little bit faster. They can switch on defense. They can guard the three-point line a little bit better. So I'm assuming that will be their strengths on the defensive end. And then offensively, you know, they'll have to make sure that they can attack the rim. Don't be scared of their height. And to be honest, I mean, St. Pat's doesn't really have a tall team either. So this should be for a fun matchup today.
Tip-off is up, and the referee tips the ball up, and we're underway here at the Langley Event Center. The Pacific Academy brings out with possession. Judah Ashby sends this one up, and right from the get-go, you can feel the intensity. As you made mention to me off here early before the game, St. Pat's is quite the fan base.
Yeah, every year they come here, they're always loud. They've got the horns, or the vuvuzelas, I think they're called, from, you know, the World Cup back in the day, and so they always make their presence felt, the fans from St. Pat's. So it's important for Pacific Academy to try and, you know, weather that storm and understand that it's going to be loud.
We'll get to the starting lineups for the St. Pat's Celtics shortly as Pacific Academy comes along. They'll take a jump shot there, and that won't go, and the first rebound of the game goes to the Celtics. This one is brought back along at the near side. Here's Jaden Kwan. Kwan sends this one back out. They send it up top. Here's Riley Santajuana. Santajuana tries for a layup. He is blocked and stared down after as well by Adriel Bugep. And that stare down, he looked right into his soul.
Yeah, that was a nice block there by Bugep, and he looks to be the tallest on the floor right now. So let's see if he can make his presence felt at the rim.
The Celtics to inbound this, as they have this one back up top. Here's Riley Santajuana. He passes that one off. Jaden Kwan. Kwan inside the key, feeds it down low, and that one off the backboard, not able to go in. Pacific Academy comes back out the other way. Here's Judah Ashby. Ashby able to get it past half court as Ashby, wow, bursting on in with speed. He feeds that one back up top. Now going on in for the drive and the basket. Mario Akini.
Nice athletic play there by Akini.
And coming back the other way are the Celtics themselves. Here's another drive towards it, that blocked. And the St. Pat's Celtics blocked not once but twice by the Pacific Academy, as here's Judah Ashby. Ashby now spins around. Ashby looks to drive towards the net. The layup won't go. Now coming back the other way, here's Tyson Japunik. Here's Riley Santajuana. He feeds it back down. Jaden Kwan with a three-pointer. That won't go. Rebound there taken back inside the key. They feed this one back outside, and at the free throw line there, a bit of a one-hook shot. That won't go, and this will be Pacific Academy basketball.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward spot there from Jaden Kwan. I mean, once you get close enough to the basket where you can decide to do a layup or a shot, it can get confusing, but you have to make a decision and you got to go with it. Either you do a floater, they call it a floater, or just do your regular jump shot.
Now inside, or should I say cross half court, the Pacific Academy looking to go to work here, perhaps off of the screen. Here's Tristan Sullivan, he takes the shot, puts it in. Three-pointer. And did you expect this start? The Pacific Academy on fire.
Great shot there by Tae Lee Kim.
And Jaden Kwan comes back down the other way. Here's Riley Santa Juana, jump shot, and there's a foul on the play there. We made mention of this last time as well. The referees early on in the contest like to set the tone as to how physical they're going to let this contest be.
Yeah, so, I mean, first of all, I believe, I've played, several different sports in my 26 years of life, and I would say I've also refereed many different sports, and I have to say, I think reffing basketball is the hardest sport. It's so fast, there's so many different, things you have to be looking for, and there's only 2 referees, which is just crazy because there's 10 people on the floor. But the previous quarterfinal we covered before this, they set the tone. They didn't call many fouls, so it was a very physical game. So the referees, is important to, whatever calls you make at the beginning of the game, you maintain that consistency throughout the game. So if you're going to call a lot of fouls at the beginning, it's going to be a foul game. If you keep it physical at the beginning, you hope that the refs, keep it that way throughout the game. We just want consistency.
A full court press by the St. Pat Celtics, and I think they might have been rattled as well. Their crowd is making the noise, but the noise up on the scoreboard is the one that matters the most. Rebounder, great rebound. They tried to get that. I believe that hit the bottom of the backboard as the Celtics break back out the other way. And now along the corner, they feed this one back up top. Here's Jaden Kwan. Kwan sends this right out to Tyson Yapunik, who gets it up and in. And Yapunik, the Celtics needed that one there, as this is now a 5-3 game.
Yeah, and it was nice by Riley Santa Juana there. He was on his own with a fast break, but he dribbled into 3 different guys, Pacific Academy defenders. Pulled the ball back out, kept the offensive possession, and allowed St. Pat's to score.
Another steal by the Celtics as Riley Santa Juana sends this one over. Kwan, a jump shot, that won't go. And able to pick up the rebound there was Adriel Bugep. Bugep with a couple of big blocks early on, as the Pacific Academy leads 5-3. Here's a shot, and it's good. Another jump shot to go for the Pacific Academy, and they're rolling early on.
And that was a nice athletic play there by Adriel Bugep, slicing through the defense there with a nice Euro step.
For how quiet this gym was this morning, as here's a chance for a 3, that won't go. Rebound taken by the Academy. For how quiet this gym was, I think it was only a matter of waiting until good things came to you, and in my case, I'm loving how loud this place is right now.
Yeah, and this is only the quarterfinals, so should make for an exciting next couple days of junior boys basketball, as the layup goes there for Mai, number 11.
Hercules Maya with that left-handed layup there. 7-5 is the score for the Pacific Academy. Here's a chance now, as that won't go. Rebound taken by the Celtics. And Riley Santa Juana pushes back down the other way. Santa Juana with a jump shot around the free throw line. That won't go. And taking the rebound was Adriel Bugep. Here's Judith Ashby, and Ashby sends it up. And Mario Kini now sends it over. Bugep tried to get towards the net, and this will be an out of bounds call, I believe. And we'll have substitutions for the Pacific Academy Breakers, as Jesse Babs-Deshola as well as Jordan Ram check on in for the Academy. 6'2" and 5'11", so perhaps some size brought in to alter the game plan for head coach Joel Ashby, as this basket goes up and in. 2 more points.
That was a nice floater there by Ashby.
Judah Ashby indeed, the guard, 5'11", wearing number 4. Here's Tyson Yapunik. Now he sends that one back in. Around at the elbow, and that is up and in. As at the low post, they're really seeming to go to work.
As we see a full court press there by St. Pat's, nicely broken by Pacific Academy.
Now back up. This one's outside the 3-point line. The foul and 1.
That was great strength there by Judah Ashby. Took the hit from the first defender, kept going with the ball, took another hit, and the refs gave him the continuation there so he can get try for the 3-point play.
Judah Ashby, and just the way he reacted after he got that one to go, it was definitely like he needed that one. As they'll miss the free throw though, and you know, if there's one thing that you and I both know, always make your free throws.
Yeah, and you know, the 2 things that separates you know, the championship winning teams from the good teams, or the good teams from the teams that end up winning the championship is free throws. You know, you got to be able to make 80%, 75, 80% of your free throws, and limiting turnovers. If you can limit your turnovers as an offense, as we got a couple missed layups there, if you can limit your turnovers to 5 to 7 a game, you know, that makes for a good, you know, good formula for winning. So you take care of the ball and you score when you have the opportunity.
Now the Pacific Academy seeming to go to work here at the low block, and now coming back the other way. This one is set up, and that went everywhere but in. So close yet so far. The Celtics break back out the other way. Sanawana trying to get a drive, offensive foul. And the Pacific Academy, they can feel it as well. And you made mention early on, a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup we saw. Number 3 ranked St. Patrick's against number 22 ranked coming into this tournament. Could you say it's been a bit of a Cinderella run for the Pacific Academy?
Yeah, but it doesn't look that way. Like they look like they're supposed to be here. They know they're supposed to be here. And maybe they were a little bit underrated going into this tournament. Maybe 22 seed is a little bit low for them. Maybe they should have been a little bit higher, but either way, they're here in the quarterfinals and they're here to make some noise.
Indeed, as the Celtics press back down the other way. And now that one was sent right out. Here's a 3-point shot. That won't go, as once again, play continuing on. Judah Ashby pushes back down the other way. Ashby, as he'll take a bit of a fadeaway. That is reminding me of the great Black Mamba. And you and I both know that he was well known for his turnaround fadeaway shots as well.
Yeah, that was nice. And the defender there, I believe that was number 1 defending him, Jaden Kwan. There's good defense there, but just better offense. Took the bump, faded back a little bit, and that looks like a shot he practices. So
Jericho Labrador also into the game now for the St. Pat Celtics, as here's Riley Santajuana. Also there, Tyson Yapunik. Yapunik tries to put that up, can't get the roll to go. Yapunik swings it back out. As shot clock's been turned off, and then the Celtics look at the defense from the Pacific Academy as they look to send this one back inside. Left-handed layup is good. As you made mention, another case of great defense, but just better offense there from the Celtics. Full court press from the Celtics yet again. Here's Ashby. He puts it up. Oh, so close yet so far. And how about that Pacific Academy, a 4-point lead over the number 3 ranked St. Pat Celtics heading in to the second quarter, but we still have a lot of time remaining.
Yeah, and great first quarter there by Pacific Academy. You know, there was opportunity to get a couple more points and stretch this lead, but St. Pat's also did a really good job of keeping the game close and just being steady, right? They understand that it's a long game. There's 3 more quarters left, and lots of time to go on a run and get some points there. And yeah, it's almost like they're the same seed. This is a pretty even matchup so far.
In the NBA, the last couple of days, we've heard a lot of good things being said about one particular build, and that would be the build of Bol Bol. And I like to point this out because I've seen a couple of players who have the similar build to Bol as well. You know, they're tall, but not only do they use their body for defense, they're efficient from the three-point line as well. And, you know, just having that build, you can either be tall and muscular, or you can be tall and have an efficient three-point shot. Sometimes you can't get both in a combination, but one particular player I noticed this in was Adriel Boguet of the Pacific Academy Breakers.
Yeah, and it's good you point that out and you say that. He's the tallest player on the floor right now, and he's got the strength too, but he also has the athleticism, so it'll be really interesting to see how well he can use that to his advantage. And like you said, he has the jump shot, he has that ability, so you know he might be unguardable in this game. We'll see.
Indeed, and there was another player who played on in one of my earlier contests today as well. I'll allude to him at our next stoppage as Ashby now being checked. There's a full court press by Tabunik again. Will they get the steal? No, Ashby gets it right back. Ashby now going to work, walks the baseline. He sends that one right inside of the paint. They'll try and get the shot up, and the Celtics get the stop and the steal as Riley Santajuana pushes back down the other way. Santajuana, the drive to the rim. They can't get the go. Tapped in. And that is where you need height. As great job by Hercules Mai to stay with the ball and tip it in.
Yeah, that was a nice athletic play there by Hercules Mai. Sometimes you don't need the height. Sometimes you just need the right timing of your jump, and you can get the tip back to go.
Indeed, as we'll look to get play resumed here. Now here he is again, driving to the rim, and that is a charge. There you go. St. Pat's Celtics coming out in the second quarter. They're playing a lot smarter than they were, and perhaps it's giving them the advantage here.
It looks as though St. Pat's has recognized that Pacific Academy likes to drive the ball inside. They like to try and dribble and get layups as much as they can. So, you know, St. Pat's looks like they're packing the paint, as they say, and they're expecting them to drive, and so they're ready to take the hit, and you saw the charge there and get called.
Indeed, here's a shot from about the free throw line is good. Jericho Labrador, his first bucket of the game, and it's a big one, ties the game up at 13. As now looking to push back the other way, here's Ashby. Ashby now, he sends that one off. As you see the Pacific Academy working through all the noise, they're not distracted one bit. This is outside the three-point line, and this one will go up.
And there you see it again, St. Pat's understanding that Pacific Academy likes to drive the ball inside and try and get layups. And it's important here for Pacific Academy to recognize that. They still need to do that, but you know, instead of forcing it to try and shoot a layup with two defenders in front of you, drive the ball, wait for the second defender to come, and then you can kick the ball back out, and there should be one of your teammates open. So basketball is a very mind game sport. A lot of people like to think it's just athleticism and skill and running up and down and shooting and rebounding, but there's a lot of mind games involved in it. Like St. Pat's could come out next whistle and go into a 2-3 zone on defense, and then Pacific Academy has to respond and figure out how to break that zone. We've seen a full court press by Pacific Academy, so the coaches can play a really big part in changing the flow of the game and allowing their team to maybe go on a 6-0 run or 8-0 run, get a couple steals, get some points, gain momentum. And then also it's important for the coaches to recognize if your opponent is going on a run, you call a timeout right away, stop that momentum, and allow your team to get back into it. So St. Pat's with the ball here. Santajuana passes over to Mai. Three-pointer up, doesn't go. Rebounded by Pacific Academy.
And as we continue on play, here's Ashby. Ashby now, and you see Tyson Yapunik's been aggressive with his defense all game long. There's an over and back, and we made mention St. Pat's, they perhaps studied what Pacific Academy has been doing in the first quarter and made that adjustment right away. Not many teams have the ability to do that.
Yeah, and that's a nod to the coaching staff at Pacific Academy. they've obviously they're recognizing what Pacific Academy likes to do. They're trapping them as soon as they cross half court, and they're waiting for them to get into the paint and take a charge.
Outside, Yapunik tried to get that to go with the one-handed lay, and that won't go. On Pacific Academy is able to get the ball back, but we have a foul, I believe. This will be a foul against number 11, Hercules Mai, as the forward will have his first foul of the game. Pacific Academy ball, baseline out of bounds. And now Mario Akini comes back the other way. There's that full court press again. Akini, he has to get it across. Ashby's able to get it across right to the net. Ashby goes up to the net and lays it in. Too much space left for Judah Ashby. He capitalizes and gives Pacific Academy the lead.
St. Pat's knew that Pacific Academy wanted to get the ball into Ashby's hand, and he still got open and got the layup. So that's a, you know, respect to Ashby for finding his spot.
They turn around and the lucky bounce. There you go. I don't know if you can call that lucky or just pure skill. Riley Santa Juana, excellence with the basketball.
He's had a couple open looks so far, and it's good to see that one fall. And I'm sure that feels good for him too.
Taylor Kim now sends it over to Ashby. Ashby now will look to find an opening himself at the slot as Ashby prepares to drive in. A jump shot is good. Just as the shot clock was expiring. No, I believe the coach was trying to take a timeout. That was St. Pat will take a timeout. I think the referees were a bit confused as to why the buzzer sounded, but a low-scoring game indeed, and this is something we used to see back in the previous decades. You know, the game that comes to mind for me, the 2010 NBA Finals as well. Some of those games that were very low-scoring because the defense was so good.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it depends on the game, right? Like you can't just look at the final score and determine how the game went, right? It could have been that both teams were missing a lot of shots, maybe their field goal percentage was low, but this isn't really the case. I think the defense, like you said, has been really very good from both teams. There hasn't been many open jump shots for either team, so it'll be interesting to see if either team can maybe move the ball around well enough that they can open up the defense and get some easy buckets. Because once, as a team, the easier the basket, you know, once you see the ball going in the hoop with an easy score, it does something to your mentality. You gain confidence. It makes it easier for you to shoot the next shot. So, like you said, low-scoring game, but that could change within 2 minutes. We could see a burst of points easily here between these two teams.
It changes by the second. You never know what's going to happen as the Celtics will bring this one back up the court. As now Santa Juana, well, I believe he was pushed out of bounds actually, and therefore will have a sideline out of bounds for the Celtics. So Taylor Kim assessed with a foul as well, and if you are the Pacific Academy, you played a pretty great game. Honestly, they've surpassed my expectations so far against the number 3 seed, but you cannot get into foul trouble as here's a shot chance now. That won't go as Tyson Yapunik was feeling it there. Ashby breaks back the other way. Ashby, look at the speed as he tries to get to the rim, lost the ball. The Celtics get this one right back. Here's Riley Santa Juana. Santa Juana, he sends this one out. He's foot on the line, and so that would have been a 2-pointer as the referee calls for a foul. And this will be St. Pat's basketball. So this will be a baseline out of bounds. Celtics will get substitutions as Yapunik will take a seat and Case Bukid, the guard, 5'10", wearing number 10, will check into the game. Inbounding the basketball here is Judah Ashby.
As we approach, you know, the latter stages of this first half, it's interesting to see how many players come off the bench for each team, right? When we get to this provincial tournament, as Ashby misses the 3 there, almost went in, rebounded by Pacific Academy, can't get the putback. it's interesting to see how many players the coaches play. Some coaches have a deep rotation of 8, 9 players. Some coaches will only play their starters, the whole game. It really depends on the coach, how they want to game plan, and the players that they have at their disposal. So
indeed, it varies from coach to coach. As Adriel Bouguet couldn't get that one to go, breaking back the other way here. The Celtics one-handed layup. Bouguet picks up the rebound, and both were fighting away for the rebound, although a foul called, I believe. And this one will go against the St. Pat Celtics. You know how I can tell? The crowd didn't react over there as well.
That's right. When they're silent,
we know it's against.
Probably a St. Pat's foul.
Yeah. So this won't be a shooting foul, it will just be a baseline out of bounds as Ashby crosses half court. Ashby working off of the screen. He sends this one back over as it's now with David Uday. Here's Ashby. He lines up a three. That won't go. Rebound picked up there by Bouguet. Bouguet now. Here's a three-pointer. That won't go either. And Taylor Kim thought he had one there. Crashing the board on the rebound there was Adriel Bouguet. Gets the two and a 19-15 lead for the Academy.
And as we said, using his height to the advantage, right? These aren't very super tall teams. So, 2 points there and a block
there
right there.
Again, a block.
The height coming into play here late in the second quarter.
And you can tell he's feeling it as well. Once he's starting to gain his confidence as well, making plays not just on one end of the court, but hustling back for the defense as well. Phenomenal game so far for Adriel Bouguet.
And the thing that makes him so dangerous is that he's not slow like a big player is usually. And it's funny as we have a travel here by Bouguet himself, but it's funny, we talk about these guys being centers and big guys, when they're 6'2", 6'3", and that's, you look at the NBA and that's point guard height. That's 6'3" is the same height as Steph Curry, for example, right? So it's just kind of funny to see the relation between height in the high school game versus height in the levels above.
Indeed, and all of these teams have something to play for as we have a timeout called by the St. Pat Celtics, and there have been a lot of close matchups today as well. We had a matchup in second overtime today at the East Courts from what I see. The Rutland and Fleetwood Park matchup went to second overtime where it was a 55-52 victory for Fleetwood Park.
Hopefully a buzzer beater of some sort in that case, 3-point victory. That'd be pretty awesome to witness.
I know, and I believe we'll see the highlights of that one fairly soon as well. And the matchups keep going on. We have 4 matchups going on right now. There's this one, Enver Creek and Van College going at it in a quarterfinal as well. Of course, New West and Richmond and Abbotsford Christian and Rick Hansen also going at it as well. So 4 great games to end day 2 here at the Junior Boys Basketball Invitationals.
And we're in the third or fourth quarterfinal of the day today. Does this winner of this game play the winner that is also playing right now, or do they play the winner that we called earlier, Oak Bay Bays, as we're looking at the tournament here?
I believe they will play the winner of the game that's going on right now.
In the field house. Awesome. So they won't know who they play until they take care of business themselves here, as a three-pointer is missed by St. Pat's, rebounded over to Ashby.
Ashby now takes this one off the court, and you see coaches directing traffic as well, and now back working, and there's Bouguet yet again. Bouguet crashes into his man. Bouguet drops this one back to Ashby. Ashby brings it outside the three-point line. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Ashby sends this one back to Bouguet, and we have a travel call.
Yeah, he moved a half second before he put the ball down. He got a little too excited there to try and get to the basket, but that was really cool to see a pick and roll there between Ashby and Bouguet. That could be very dangerous, because the range that Ashby has as far as shooting, and then the size and the slashing finishing ability by Bouguet. It's St. Pat's has to make sure that they keep them in check.
Indeed, and to everyone watching at home, you know how I know it's loud. My Apple Watch is telling me that sound levels hit around 90 decibels.
That's very loud. I mean, you got one of the loudest arenas for sports. They go in the low hundreds, 105, so we're not that far off.
Indeed, and that's just to say about how great both of these fan bases are. Not just St. Pat's, but the applause and the cheers from the Pacific Academy crowd have been Absolutely insane as well.
And we're not even about half capacity here at the arena, so this could get even louder.
100%. And here's a one-handed layup, and that won't go. They won't get the friendly bounce there. As Ashby pushes back the other way, Judah Ashby brings it across half court. Ashby sends this one down to David Uday. Uday working at the elbow perhaps, and Uday right back to Ashby. Ashby now being double teamed. They send this right back to Uday. Uday looks to hustle on in. He lost the ball. As St. Pat's has it, they keep it in bounds. Wow, what hustle by the St. Patrick Celtics.
Great play there by Faraklis Mai there, not to stand up or move around while you're on the ground, because that would be a travel. If he just rolled at all, that would have been a travel, so great awareness.
Santa Juana drops this one off. Here's Quan. Quan feeds it back down low. He sends it right out. Riley Santa Juana, three-pointer for the guard. And the 6-foot guard brings his team within 47 seconds to go in the half. Here's Bouguette. As Bouguette will try and put one up, and a foul on the play. And if you're Adriel Bouguette in that play there, you're happy that finally one went your way instead of being called for the fouls that he did.
Yeah, it's important for Bouguette here to try and get as many foul calls as he can, because, you know, not only can he get some easy points at the line, but he can put St. Pat's into foul trouble, right? I think that they've only played, I believe, one player off the bench, so they're only at a 6-man rotation right now. So as he misses the first there, if Bouguette can get these guys, or Pacific Academy can get St. Pat's into foul trouble, that would be a big advantage for them.
And you know that the Celtics, they're the third seed for a reason. Coming out of halftime, they will know what proper adjustments to make. And if you're Bouguette right there, you missed both of those free throws, and that might come back to bite you later on. Here's a chance now, as going back the other way is Santa Juana. This one's sent right back out. They feed it right back to Santa Juana. Three-pointer yet again, and that won't go. As coming back the other way, here's Mario Kini. Ashby out there as well. Shot clock is turned off. Pacific Academy has a chance to get the last shot away. They'll have to get the ball across court. They do so. Here's Bouguette. He had the stolen away. Coming back the other way are the Celtics. Here's a drive towards the net. Left-handed layup. That won't go. Once again, they get it. Once again, they couldn't get it. And I know that Hercules Mai is absolutely beside himself on that last play. There are 2 chances on the putback. He could have gotten a basket to go, and that would have been huge. They would have had the lead heading into the half. Yeah,
that second putback there, that looked like that should have gone, but it doesn't. And we've got a 19-18 halftime score for the 22 seed Pacific Academy.
The Pacific Academy, like, honestly, just thinking about it as well, this team they've surpassed my expectations so far coming into not just this tournament, but this game in general. You made mention earlier on, it was a David versus Goliath matchup, and to be where they are right now, they're in a very comfortable position. But if I am head coach Joel Ashby, I can't let my squad be happy or satisfied with how the way we're playing right now.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, they should be proud of the position they're in. They should be, you know, like I said, they should be proud of their first half, but they should understand, and I think they will understand, that there's a whole other half to play, and they're going up against a top-seeded team in St. Pat's that, you know, once they get on a roll, they can you know, turn it on and put up, you know, 10, 12 points with the snap of a finger. So, you know, they've done well so far, but they need to still stem the tides and not allow the Celtics to go on that big run where they can, you know, gain a lead, because that's what St. Pat's does. They keep it close, they maintain, they're steady, you know, defensively, they maintain their identity, and then they wait for the other team to slip up or lose a little bit of focus or you know, have a couple sloppy turnovers or miss a couple shots, and then they just take advantage. So it'll be crucial the first 2-3 minutes coming out of the half, how Pacific Academy does, and if they can prevent St. Pat's from going on a bit of a run.
Indeed, and coming out of halftime, as we made mention it as well, one thing's for sure, we don't know what's going to happen in the third quarter. who's going to take the swing or what's going to happen in the rest of this game. But one thing we know is we're in for a finish of the weekend, maybe, perhaps. We saw a double overtime game before. I'm not saying that this game could go to double overtime because you never know what can happen,
But hey, that'd be a treat, wouldn't it?
it would indeed be a treat. But to see how far apart these teams are in terms of the standings, and the Pacific Academy not willing to back down without a fight, it'll definitely be an interesting finish. So we'll have about 5 minutes remaining in our halftime clock here. We'll take a bit of a break, and we will come back shortly with second half action. There's that hockey terminology again, but nonetheless, we'll come back with second half action right here. You're watching the 54th Annual Junior Boys Basketball Invitational on TFSE TV. Third quarter of action set to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the Langley Event Center where we bring you more coverage of this quarterfinal matchups. This quarterfinal matchup as part of the 54th annual Junior Boys Basketball Invitational. My name is Jagger Oslali. A pleasure to be your play-by-play voice for this contest, and I'm being joined by Nick Flynn. And Nick, it's a pleasure of having you here with me.
Thank you for having me, Jag. I really appreciate it. It's been a good first half here in this quarterfinal. These teams, I think we need to throw away the seeds here because it's St. Pat's is the top seed. I think they're like a 3 seed or something like that, but and Pacific Academy is a 22. But it does not matter at this point. They're not playing like it. All that matters is the points on the scoreboard and who comes out on top in the next 16 minutes.
And indeed, as David Ude tried to get that shot to go, that wouldn't go. St. Pat's pushing back down the other way, and you see St. Pat's basket now is much closer. Here's a three-pointer. It's much closer to their cheering squad that's up in front over there. So cheers are only going to get louder and louder. He shook his man and won!
They're actually going to call that a push-off on him.
Indeed, and I'm not going to argue against that as well, but yeah. The look on his face as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, as soon as you see as soon as you see the offensive player extend their arm out and push off, that's quite blatant. It's quite obvious that it's an offensive foul. So, good call by the refs there.
Indeed, here's Mario Keenan. Now back for this Taylor Kim. Taylor Kim going to work outside at the three-point line. He'll put that one up. That won't go. And now St. Pat's fighting and swarming for the basketball. And this is something that they'll have to do at this stage of the game. Here's a three-pointer lined up for the Celtics. That won't go. And Adriel Bouguet picks it right back up. Here's Ashby. Judah Ashby will look for an opening, perhaps. You see Bouguet sets the screen, and he rolls back down the other way. Here's Bouguet. He'll send this one right out to Ashby, as Ashby's being guarded by Yapunek. Ashby with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Ashby sends this one back outside the other way. Here's a one-handed jumper. That won't go. Bouguet tried to pick up the rebound, or my apologies, that was Mario Akini. As Riley Sanawana pushes back the other way. Here's Sanawana, sends it to the corner. Three-pointer, that won't go. As the Pacific Academy will let this roll out of bounds. It'll be Academy basketball as they'll get Jesse Babsashola and Jordan Ram into the ball game. As well as Matthew Jonathan making his first appearance here. So a couple of new bodies out now for the Pacific Academy, some that haven't played so far in the contest.
Yeah, and so far the Breakers are, they have a bigger, longer bench than the Celtics. So it'll be interesting to see if St. Pat's gets a little bit more tired than Pacific Academy or not, or if that is even a factor at all.
Ashby now works off of the pick and roll. They're trying to perhaps get a little pick and roll there as this is a shot taken towards men. That won't go. Here's another shot taken. I believe he caught his arm along the way, so we'll have a foul.
I'll tell you what is a factor right now is the crowd from St. Pat's. I mean, it's so loud that, I'm sitting next to you and I can almost barely hear you sometimes. And we have a, headset on and microphone and stuff like that. So hopefully everyone on the broadcast can hear us nicely and you can hear us through the loud crowd, but that's, it's a good problem to have, right, Jag?
Indeed, I agree as well. And I didn't think it was possible, but this crowd just got even louder than it was before the half. As he makes the first free throw, it's a 2018 game. And I know the Celtics may be in the range right now where they think, okay, this is nothing, it's a three-point game, right? We can keep it and play it out this way as well, but really to think about it, I wouldn't be too comfortable if I was them. Yeah, no,
it's still a pretty close game, and it really is just it's anybody's for the taking. This is still a toss-up at this point. The Celtics haven't shown flashes of being able to pull away.
Ashby went behind the back, although the referee has called this as a travel. And if you're the Pacific Academy as well, you cannot go blow for blow with the St. Pat's Celtics team because throughout their time playing this season, they've been known as a dominant offense.
Yeah, it's important for Pacific Academy here to play their game and not try and go shot for shot with St. Pat's, because they're a top seed for a reason, and they haven't struggled today, but they also haven't really shot the ball great so far.
There's a drive to
very nice athletic play.
That is called using your body, and that's exactly what Jaden Kwan did. Here's Bouquet. Bouquet spins around off the backboard and puts it in. Oh my goodness, what a move that was.
Yeah, smooth there from the big man. Nice play to spin around his defender and finish.
Here's Jericho Labrador. Labrador passes that one off to Kwan. Kwan now, he'll look to sidestep as he can't get that one to go. The Academy picks this one right back up, a 3-point lead.
That was a great defensive presence there by Bouquet. Just kept his hands up straight, didn't jump, didn't commit any foul. That was nice to see.
Jump shot by Bouquet, he can't get that to go. As the Celtics pick it right back up, here's Kwan. Kwan will look for a pass. He sends this one out to Yapunik. Yapunik with a one-handed floater, money. So smooth it looks. It just looks like there's no resistance whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's how you shoot it over a big defender like that. If they're going to keep their hands up straight and jump straight up.
Three-pointer, Bouquet can't get that one to go as the Celtics pick this one right back up. Kwan sends that one off as St. Pat's looks to go to work. Here's Jericho Labrador. Labrador now sends it to the corner. And Kwan looks to head on in. He's fouled. And the referee will call that as a foul, but as you made mention, the referees, they had set their tone early. They're not going to call the slightest of things for a foul, but this will be a call. And heading to the line to shoot two will be Tyson Yapunik.
Yeah, there's been...
Oh, my apologies, Jaden Kwan.
There's been some physical moments so far, definitely in this game, but the referees have done a pretty good job of maintaining that line and understanding when it's excessive and when it's time to blow the whistle.
So Christian Sullivan, or it looks like Taylor Kim, Matthew Jonathan, as well as Mario Keeney, or from what I can see, Taylor Kim, David Uday, and Mario Keeney are set to check in, and coming out will be Jesse Babs-Ashola, Jordan Ram, as well as Matthew Jonathan. So 3 new bodies out there, and not often do you see coaches making that big of a change at this point of the game.
Yeah, so I can only imagine and assume that Pacific Academy, this is what they've done all year. They've had an 8-man rotation of good guys that can come in and fill spots.
And lay up.
Great player there by Bouquet. Versus St. Pat's, I mean, like we said, we've only seen 6 players from St. Pat's, maybe 7, but it's a lot tighter of a bench from the Celtics.
Tyson Yapunik, one-handed floater is good, and the Celtics take the lead.
And if it's going to be a low-scoring game like it is so far, points are going to be important. Easy points are going to be very important.
Indeed. Here's now Bouquet. He is going to look for a move. Bouquet tries to size up through everybody. Still backhands it in. What a move. He is on fire.
Yeah, he took his time.
Now he's fouled towards the net, and I can see when every time, sorry to interrupt you there, Nick, but Joel Ashby, every time he's right in front of us, and the way that this game's being played, he feels like that Celtics are getting all the calls and the Pacific's not getting none.
Yeah, and I mean, it's partly, he sees his son, Judah Ashby out there, getting hit and trying to bring the ball up, and it's getting quite physical out there, which, makes sense, but yeah, I don't think it's quite one-sided as you might think, but it's just important for Pacific Academy to just play through the contact. There's already been a couple and ones by them, so they just got to try and keep doing that.
And here's a chance now as Bouquet passes it off. They put this one up. That won't go. The rebound taken as they almost got a steal, but a foul there. And holding his left leg is Hercules Mai.
Yeah, may have landed on a Pacific Academy's foot.
And we've mentioned this many times before as well. You cannot go blow for blow with the St. Pat's team, and seems to be what the Pacific Academy is doing right now, and we'll have a timeout here on the floor, but not much time has passed so far here in the third quarter. Well, what are your honest assessments of how the game has gone since halftime?
Yeah, since halftime, it's been, to be honest, quite similar to the first half. Low scoring, but high energy. It's been hasn't been a lot of open opportunities on the offensive end, which is a testament and a credit to the defense that's being played by both teams. They're switching very well. I've noticed that the St. Pat Celtics, they're doubling their point guard, Ashby from Pacific Academy. As soon as they do a screen up top, they double him, and they want to put pressure on him and try and get rid of the ball, because I guess St. Pat's has recognized that, Ashby's the guy, he's the playmaker, he's the one with the ball in his hand, and he can dish it out to, Bugep or Matthew Jonathan or whoever else, is open. So St. Pat's recognized, made their adjustments. I think it's up to Pacific Academy now to try and figure out how they can get it into a rhythm on the offensive end. They're getting opportunistic scores, but it's not coming from a proven play or coming from a specific offensive system. It's kind of either a fast break or a jump shot inside, or offensive rebound or something. So hopefully they can figure out a way to beat the St. Pat's defense, because they played very well so far.
You made mention of Judah Ashby being double teamed as well. Perhaps they could try running their offense through Adriel Bugep, and that has worked to their success at times when they've tried to do that this afternoon.
Yeah, and we've mentioned it before. They've done a pick and roll between Ashby and Bugep. Maybe they'll bring that out again to see if they can stretch the defense out. But we've got St. Pat's with the ball, and a three-pointer at the top of the key here. Can't go, and a rebound by Bugep up to Ashby.
Bugep back to Ashby. Ashby feeds it back to the right side, is good. And elite passing to Mario Keeney from Judah Ashby works in their favor as the Pacific Academy take the 1-point lead. The Celtics now look to break back as Jericho Labrador working up top. Labrador goes behind his back. What a move, stops. He sends that one over to Yapunik. Yapunik sends it down to Quan. Quan looks to put that one up. That won't go. Rebound taken by the Pacific Academy. Celtics get it right back. Quan now feeds it back down low. Now up top, outside at the wing. It's 20 seconds to go in the shot clock, as here's a shot taken up one-handed. That won't go. Pacific Academy able to get the rebound. And that was a much-needed stop for the Pacific Academy as well. Bugep sends this one out. A three-pointer. Bang!
Huge.
Tae Lee Kim, huge three-pointer, and now a 4-point lead for the Academy.
And that was a huge swing there. There was 3 offensive rebounds from St. Pat's, but they came away with no points, and that was huge. They remained under control. Pacific Academy stayed composed. They got the rebound, and then they went down.
Blocked by Bugep there.
And another, again, stay composed, get the defensive stop, come down, and make their shots.
Now the Pacific Academy are rolling. Momentum's in their way. They spin around. Here's Tae Lee Kim, puts it up, won't go. They get the rebound. Here's the chance. Offensive foul.
He just got his elbow up a little too high. Clipped the face of, I think that was number 3. I think that was Labrador. But, the aggression was nice to see there from Mario Kene, but just the elbow caught him in the face, unfortunately.
Indeed, as Adriel Bugep and the rest of the Pacific Academy will get a lot of changes, and Adriel Bugep gets a much-deserved rest. He's been absolutely phenomenal this afternoon.
So I think what Coach Ashby is doing here is he recognizes there's only 40 seconds left, so he wants to maximize the amount of rest he can get for his top players. He wants to play them as much as he can, but he also wants to make sure that they're fresh in crunch time in the fourth quarter. So smart play by Coach Ashby.
Indeed, a three-pointer here. That won't go off the rim, and the Pacific Academy has the rebound. Going back the other way. Here's a sidestep drive off the backboard. That won't go. Celtics pick up the rebound back. As you see, the Pacific Academy continue to swarm. They've gone pretty small here, as I believe the tallest one out there is David Ude, standing at 5'11". Ude now. He sets a screen, driving on in is Jericho Labrador. Labrador feeds it down low. They try to go with the underhand. That won't go. Pacific Academy takes the rebound, and an emphatic end to the third quarter for the Pacific Academy, who are 1 quarter away from perhaps the biggest upset this weekend.
Oh, easily. Yeah. If they can continue to do what they're doing, this would be the biggest upset of the tournament, and they're continuing what they're doing from the first half. We said it. You know, they can't let St. Pat's go on a run. They have to, as soon as they see St. Pat's getting any sort of rhythm or a nice, an easy shot, they have to lock that down immediately and not allow that. And they've done that. I mean, they've almost done the opposite. We talked about that great play defensively. I'm trying to find the words for it. It was a bit of a scramble. They scrambled their way to get that rebound. But once they got it, they broke out fast. They passed the ball, and they got an open three-pointer there by Tae-Lee Kim, and the crowd erupted after that. I mean, it was almost louder than the St. Pat's fans.
Exactly, and from what I've noticed now, Nick, is that there's two fan bases over there to our left. Over there in that right corner, we can see it's a lot of St. Pat's fans, but the group of guys on the right over there, they're all Pacific Academy supporters, and they got really loud when Bugep and the rest of the team were able to get that basket after getting that stop. I made mention it was a crucial stop for them to get. They needed that stop big time. How do you follow up a stop? You get a big three on the offensive end.
Exactly. You get stops on defense and you capitalize on the offensive end. If you can do that, 8-9 times out of 10, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to lose.
Here we go, folks. Fourth quarter underway. Don't go anywhere, as the St. Pat Celtics and the Pacific Academy will fight to the finish at the Langley Event Center. This one is brought back outside the three-point line as the Celtics great at passing, and they're able to get that to go. Ashby's out there, as well as Tae-Lee Kim and David Uday. Will get it over to Ashby. Ashby will settle the basketball. Here's Jared Ashby, and how loud is it in here? I can barely hear myself. Ashby now sends it over to Bugett. Bugett back, jump shot. Can't get the bounce there. That was swatted away, but the Celtics have the basketball. 2-point game. Here's Riley Santa Juana, passes out to the three. That's off the rim. And able to get the board there was Mario Akini, an important board. He's been hustling on the offensive and defensive board all afternoon long. Now outside, here's the Pacific Academy. As this is Tae-Lee Kim. Tae-Lee Kim spins around, back down low, puts it up, and won't get the bounce there. As the Celtics get another rebound, and you cannot miss if you're the Pacific Academy right now. They send, here's a drive inside on the baseline. That won't go. As this ball was touched last by the St. Pat Celtics, it will be Pacific Academy basketball.
And the Breakers are doing a really good job of taking advantage of their height. You've got Bugep inside, you've got Jaden Crawford now coming on the floor, you've also got Mario Akene, so they're understanding that they have the height advantage. They don't have to try and go for the block, they just have to play solid defense, hands up straight, jump straight, right? Don't cause any fouls.
And with a height advantage, you also get a reach advantage as well. And that's easily the key to swatting basketballs away, even picking up those 50-50 balls as well.
Yep, you got it. And that's a big factor too, is who's going to jump on those loose balls, who's going to get that, the jump ball in that possession in the crucial moment.
Dangerous pass there from Bugett as Ashby's going down. He's being chased by 4 guys. And the Celtics able to get the ball back, but this will be, I believe, Pacific Academy.
Yeah, just got his hand trying to reach for the ball, and it caught a Celtic player's face, but
I believe that'll be against Mario Akini, if I'm not mistaken. That was his second foul of the contest as the Celtics look to push back the other way. Here's Riley Santa Juana. Santa Juana now works off of a screen, puts it up, a three-pointer, and won't go. Rebound by Bugett. Bugett had the ball taken back from his behind. He lost the ball, gets it right back. Here's Bugett. Bugett will drive on in. He sends his man down. This will be an offensive call. An offensive foul against Bugett. And head coach Joel Ashby can do nothing but nod his head.
And he's going to call his first timeout. That's 3 fouls on Bugett. So, 3 fouls with about 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He's got to just make sure he doesn't get that fourth too soon.
It might be a 2-point lead currently for the Pacific Academy, but from my perspective, coming out of the quarter break, the Celtics looking like the much more composed team.
Yes, and they're going to rely on their championship pedigree here. They're going to rely on their experience being in this position before. As we've mentioned before, Pacific Academy is doing really, really good so far, staying in this game, keeping it a 2-point game, but the longer it stays close, the longer it stays within a 4-point, 5-point game either way, the more that I think that's an advantage to the Celtics because they have that experience of being here before. You know, Riley Santa Juana has been here in this situation before. So Pacific needs to go on a run here. The Breakers need to, their defense is great. They just need to maintain that. Offensively, they just need to find some fast break scores or some open jump shots where they can try and gain a lead, 6 to 8 points. And then at that point, that's where they'll have the advantage. So 6 minutes left. It's we're now in crunch time, Jack.
Indeed, we are. St. Pat's, the Celtics, they have a rich history of having dominant basketball teams. This is not something that just started this season. This has been ongoing for a very long time, back into my days of playing high school basketball as well. Here's a shot taken up, and the left-handed layup is good. The Celtics tie this game just like that. And almost got the steal on the other way as well. Here's David Uday. Uday will look to settle the ball. He sends it off to Ashby, sets a screen. Ashby now. He'll look to make his next move. He spins around. Ashby sends it back inside. No one knows where the ball was. The Celtics able to get it back. A tie-up for the ball. Did that go out of bounds? It will be a tie-up. And it'll be Pacific Academy basketball, and I believe that's the right decision because there was a Celtic hand on the basketball when it went out of bounds.
And for those out there that are unaware of the possession arrow is determined at the jump ball at the beginning of the game. Whoever wins the tip, the other team gets the possession arrow, and then every time there's a jump ball after that, it alternates back and forth. So Pacific Academy just got this jump ball, as you see Ashby
with the jump
with
shot
a nice jump shot. And the next jump ball that the refs call, the ball will go to St. Pat's.
Judah Ashby with that jump shot, and it was a crucial one at that. Can the Pacific Academy get a stop? As there's Ashby on defense, here's Quan. Quan now, as Quan will head back inside, one-handed layup, that won't go. The Academy gets the rebound. Now coming back the other way, there they are yet again. Here's Uday. Uday still hustling with the ball. Uday spins around, and it'll be a traveling call, Celtics basketball.
Yeah, he did it was a little out of control there. He grabbed the rebound and he wanted to go on a fast break, but he has to recognize, you know, when it's the right time to go fast for a fast break and when it's the right time to just hold on to the basketball and take care of the possession.
Here's Riley Santa Juana. Santa Juana now. He's working off of a screen. Santa Juana looks to drive towards net, spins around. He had an open man out at the corner and sends it down left side. Here's a shot, that won't go. Ashby pushes back down the other way. As you can see, Ashby with a three-pointer. That won't go. Picking up the rebound, there was Bouquet. Bouquet now sends it right back over to Ashby. This place is loud. I can't even hear my own voice. Ashby now sends it back inside, stolen away. The Celtics have possession of the ball. Up, going up, blocked by Bouquet. Oh, what a rejection by Bouquet. Did they call that a foul?
They did call that a foul.
There is no way they called that a foul.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
And they're calling it a push, so they're saying it was not on the hand or the block, but there was body contact in the air as they were jumping. And that's unfortunate. That's Bouquet's fourth. That hurts.
That is brutal, and we don't have the luxury of replay footage here. But
in real time, that looked like a good block, to be quite honest. But you know what?
He may have gotten him with his left hand, though. That is my one concern.
Well,
as he can't make the free throw.
The thing is that the refs called it a push on the body, so they can't. It was never on the arm. The refs are saying that the foul occurred body contact. So
he missed both of them. But they get the rebound, they storm on the rebound, they can't get that to go, it goes in and out. Here's another chance with the left hand. No, third time that one. Bouquet with the rebound. They say ball don't lie. There is that saying that goes on.
That was a hectic hectic sequence.
Here's Ashby working on the screen, what they call illegal screen, and this will be Celtics basketball.
Yeah, and I think that was a good call. It's important that the person with the ball handler needs to wait for the screener to get set. A lot of people blame the screener for something like that, but if the ball handler dribbles away too fast, you don't let the screener get set, and then therefore the refs have to call that as a moving screen.
Indeed, and as I made mention on that foul earlier on Bourguet, I think with his left hand while he was going up for the right with the block as out of bounds, the Celtics fumble that possession, and Pacific Academy will pick it back up. I was saying Bourguet on that foul there, I believe he got the block with his right hand, but he may have pushed he may have pushed the Celtics man with his left hand.
You're right, definitely a possibility, and like you said, we'd love to see a replay of that. It just goes to show you how hard it is to ref basketball. It's so fast. That happened within 0.5 seconds, right? And the refs have to make a call on that, so got to give them a lot of respect and credit. They're not always going to be perfect, and that's part of the game.
Here's Ashby. Ashby now, he'll look to drive up ahead and gets off the backboard. That won't go. And who touched it last? It is Pacific Academy basketball, and that's the right call yet again because with the right hand, one of the Celtics players tipped it out.
And we've still got a 2-point game here. It's been neither team has scored in the last couple minutes, I would say. So it's going to be interesting to see who breaks the spell here.
Indeed, and if I'm not mistaken, the Pacific Academy does not have a foul to give, so the next one will put them in the bonus. As here's Bourguet. Bourguet now with possession. He doesn't drop it back to Ashby, and another double dribble. Oh. That will be costly.
They're really cracking down on Bourguet here.
And Adriel Bourguet, as we made mention, he's had a phenomenal game so far, but mistakes like double dribble and travel are coming back to bite him here in the fourth quarter. As here's a chance now, Quan passes this one back up top. They swing it at the left side on the wing. And once again, looking for a pass here was Yapunik. Yapunik gets it out. Here's Jericho Labrador. Labrador now back down the other way. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. There's a block. Bourguet got the block away. Here's another chance. Jump shot. No good. On the rebound off the backboard. That won't go either. 3 stops by the Academy there. The Pacific Academy pushes back up half court. Here's, I believe it's Taylor Kim. Kim now goes up ahead. Kim settles. He drops that one off. Back for Bourguet. Bourguet a drive towards the rim. Bodies on the floor like bowling pins. Celtics pushing back down the other way. Here's a drive towards the net. Left-handed, right-handed layup is good. Riley Santajuana is able to get it off the backboard, tie the game up at 34. Timeout, Pacific Academy.
And we've got ourselves a tie game here, Jag. Just over 2 minutes left. Can't really ask for much more, can you?
I told you at the start of the third half, Nick, the start of the third quarter, Nick, I didn't know what was going to happen in the next 2 quarters, but one thing I knew for sure, we were in for an absolutely phenomenal finish, and that's exactly what we're getting here.
Yeah, and the note we made earlier about the referees setting the tone as far as how they want to call the game, you know, I will say it's gotten a lot more physical, and so it'll be interesting to see, you know, where the line is for these referees now, because, I mean, in the past and just in general, as soon as it comes down to the last couple of minutes, you know, you never want to have the refs interfere in the game or make an impact on the game in a way that they shouldn't be. But, you know, it's generally they swallow their whistle. In the past, it's usually they let the players play. So it's interesting to see how physical it will get if they have to make those calls, because, you know, like you said, there's bodies falling like bowling pins out there. So, you know, these last 2 minutes are crucial. 4 fouls for the Breakers, 0 fouls for the Celtics. So interesting to see how these last 2:21 plays out here.
Indeed, 2:21 remaining in the fourth quarter. A trip to the semifinals on the line. Ashby sends that one in. As Adriel Bourguet, now backward is Ashby. Here's Ashby. Ashby now with the basketball, setting the screen there. There's Ashby yet again, 15 seconds to work with. Ashby being double teamed, he's being double teamed, triple teamed. Ashby brings it right back out. Ashby can't seem to find a man, just puts up a prayer. Oh, he banked it in! Judah Ashby, 3 points and a 3-point lead for the Pacific Academy. Back the other way, no good. He put up a prayer, went in. Here's a 3-pointer, that won't go. Rebound the Academy. They send it up ahead. Tae Lee Kim. How did that go in, Nick? I'm surprised. Here's Bugep. He spins around, trying to put that one up, and a travel.
That was from 30 feet, Jag. That was, I mean, he knew there was 6 seconds left on the shot clock. He had a chance to drive the basketball and maybe get a closer shot, but he knows his range, and that did not look like an accident. That looked like it was a on-purpose bank shot.
Oh, he knew exactly what he was doing, and can the Celtics tie things up here? Perhaps a foul. And those are one of those plays, Nick, where we made mention the referees can either decide to call it or not decide to call it. But
yeah, that was a good call there. I think that, you know, the hands came down on the player with the ball. It's hard for him to go up with a shot when, you know, the defender's hands are coming down. It's been on the other end where, you know, Bugep's been getting hit every time he gets the ball inside, and this fourth quarter for sure he hasn't got the calls his way. So we'll see how the last minute 23 goes.
A crucial free throw here, as are all the other free throws that are to follow for the St. Pat Celtics and Riley Santa Juana. As Santa Juana makes the second, a 1-point game, 1:23 to go. This is playoff basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Ashby. Ashby now pulls back. Judah Ashby. And he'll look to make a move. Ashby works off the screen. 14 seconds on the shot clock remain. They're going to throw a double at him. Here's Ashby. Ashby sends that one back. They're looking for the inside drive. They send this one out. Here's Tae Lee Kim. Tae Lee Kim puts up a shot. That was no good. And this will go out of bounds. St. Pat's basketball.
Yeah, that one, little too far on that one. You know, it was good of the Breakers to you know, take the shot clock down to the last 5 seconds. You know, we have a 1-point lead in the last minute. You want to take care of the basketball, but yeah, would have liked to see them get a little bit closer, maybe get a mid-range jump shot, something they're more comfortable with, something that, you know, they practice more often. But can't ask for anything better. 1-point game in the last minute here, and St. Pat's with the ball, correct?
Pardon?
I believe it's St. Pat's with the ball coming out of the timeout,
yes.
Right? Yeah. So
we take a look here, and like in front, the crowd in front of us as well. Everyone is so stressed out, and those St. Pat's, those same St. Pat's fans that have been making so much noise right now, they all have concerned looks on their faces. But if I was the St. Patrick Celtics, I feel like I'd have a bit of an advantage here because the Celtics are in the bonus.
Yes, yeah. So if St. Pat's ends up taking the lead here and then it becomes the foul game, the Breakers have to foul 5 times before the Celtics can get to the free throw line, and then they can get the ball back. So that could take up a lot of time, that valuable time that they need to get the ball back. So you said it. It is very crucial how these fouls have turned out in this fourth quarter, 5-0. It hasn't looked that one-sided. I felt like it's been somewhat even for the most part. I think a couple, you know, that block that we thought was a block, they called it a foul, that kind of thing. But here we are.
It all begins with defense indeed. Here's Kwan. Pacific Academy, perhaps they need a stop here at all costs. Here's Ashby. Ashby now has Singer out here. Santa Juana, he drives towards that, blocked away. Getting the block there was the Pacific Academy. Ashby rolls back around. They have to get it across court. Was he out of bounds?
No, they called a foul there on St. Pat's. And that was a great defensive play there by Bugep.
Adriel Bugep has had everything thrown at him so far this contest, and that one block, perhaps the most important play of the game.
Yeah, and the 1-2 punch here by Ashby and Bugep has propelled Pacific Academy into this position.
And as we one timeout remaining for both sides.
And correction, it's actually St. Pat's that has 0 fouls, so they're the ones that actually has to foul 4 more times.
Indeed, and there's the first foul. I believe this one was against Bouguette.
So I was wrong. I thought it was Pacific Academy that has to foul. It's St. Pat's that has to foul, and they're down 1 point right now, so they need to get the ball back. There's only 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock, so that's not enough time. I guess they want more time because
or they get a steal.
Yeah, they're looking for a steal. Oh, and they're gonna call a foul before the ball went in.
Before the ball, and I believe that should result in a free throw, a technical free throw, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so as well.
It should be.
I know in the NBA that's true. Of course, we're playing FIBA rules. We're playing FIBA international rules here, so there are a few differences.
Yes, it will.
So
the Pacific Academy will get free throws, I believe.
So it's going to be one. I believe it's
possession.
One free throw, and then they're going to get the ball back. I believe where it was out last, or where the ball was last.
Crucial free throws as well. And if there's any time for St. Pat Celtics fans to make the noise,
this is it.
This is it. He misses the free throw.
And they had Mario Akene taking the free throw. I would have thought they put Ashby on the line. Although it could be that the person that got fouled has to take the free throw, which could be the case.
I don't think that's the case for the technical rule.
Yeah, and that's how there's a difference between us and you know, the referees knowing the rules, right?
100%. I think we're just here on the side.
We're calling the game, and they're the ones they know the rules better. So
100%. As here, they're able to get it cross court, and we have a foul. And once again, a great awareness from the Celtics, though, fouling the man who just missed the free throw in Mario Akini. But they still have.
So St. Pat's needs to foul one more time before the Breakers get to go to the free throw line, and then the Celtics can get the ball back. Oh, and they turn it over.
A turnover. And the Celtics will come back down the other way. A costly turnover, perhaps. And you cannot foul if you're Pacific Academy in any sort of one-handed floater. No good. Rebound. Bouguette gets it back, and he's fouled.
Huge rebound there by
from Bouguette. What a rebound for Bouguette. And we said this, I've been saying this to you all along during our broadcast, Nick. Missing your free throws is gonna come back and bite you.
Free throws, man. Free throws and turnovers. We saw it right there. A turnover led to an opportunity for St. Pat's. They couldn't take advantage, and now we play the free throw game.
Here's Bouguette. He misses the first.
So we think back to the technical free throw that they missed. That's one. This is a miss. So 2 points that the Breakers could have extra right now. They could have a 3-point lead.
Indeed. Second free throw is good, and that's a crucial one right there.
Yeah, that was huge. That makes it 2. 16 seconds. So if you're Pacific Academy, your mentality here is no three-pointers. You don't want to give up a three-point shot because you would be down. You would be down 1 if they make it. That being said, obviously you don't want to give up an easy layup. So I'm guessing they're going to switch any screens or anything like that. They're going to switch on defense. They're going to keep them in front of them. They're going to keep them close to each other and within arm's length so they can contest a jump shot. And if you're St. Pat's, you don't have to rush. There's 16 seconds left.
That's a lot of time.
Shot clock's turned off, so you can get the ball in. You can take a few dribbles, get your offense set up. You can start with 8 seconds left. You can start your offense or whatever play you want to make with 8 seconds left and still get a shot and even a rebound and a putback within that time. So no need to rush. You don't need to catch and shoot right away. That being said, if there's an open jump shot or open layup that Pacific Academy gives up, you got to take that. So
yeah, if there's any time to take it, it's now. And to be fair with you, we've seen it so many times in the NBA before as well. One game that comes to mind, game one between Brooklyn and Boston a couple of years ago. Boston was down 1 point, and what did they do? They made the switch, and they got Tatum the ball. He spinned around, laid it in for the win.
And they didn't call timeout, which is crucial. It's a debate. It's a hot debate. Do you call timeout and let the defense get set up, or do you take the rebound and go live? Pacific Academy has a timeout, so that's important to remember.
Here we go. The Celtics now back up for this. Here's Santa Juana. Santa Juana, he'll look to drive. He passes up inside. Left-handed layup is good. Tie game. What a play drawn up there. You made mention, you find an open layup, you drop the play. You had time to work, but that's exactly what the Celtics did.
And that was great execution there by St. Pat's. Riley Santa Juana knew exactly where he wanted to go, what spot he needed to get to. Drove with his right hand. He sucked the second defender in. He attracted the second defender and caused the double team, and he knew exactly where the open guy was. Great bounce pass, and I believe that was Tae Lee Kim that put in that layup. So
that was not, actually, no, that was not Tae Lee Kim. That was...
sorry, wrong team. I think it was Heracles Mai.
Yes,
I believe that was. So great layup by the young man. And yeah, we've got we've got a tie game now. So, and now we're gonna flip the script a little bit. Now Pacific Academy has the ball. There's no risk here.
No.
There is no risk. It is a tie game. So this is when you want to leave no time on the clock. This is when you want to shoot. This is when you want to get the ball to Ashby or to Bouguet, and you want to shoot the shot with 2 seconds left.
Indeed, and it will be a side out of bounds, and Ashby will be the one inbounding this basketball. Here we go. They have to set the clock.
No timeouts from either team, so this will...
They just have to set the clock, because I know there's not...
It's 7. It's 7 seconds, not 0.7. There's a bit of a miscommunication there, but it's good on the refs to recognize that a little bit of time was taken off after the layup. They didn't stop the time and stop the clock in time, so 7 seconds.
Here we go. Ashby to inbound the ball. Ashby. He'll look to find his open man to get it back out to the side. Here's a layup at the free throw line. That won't go. They'll try and get the rebound away. Celtics heave one up, a prayer, and that won't go, and we are headed to overtime.
More basketball, Jag. More basketball.
That's never a bad thing, isn't it? That is never a bad thing at all whatsoever. And it's just, I've been here since 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 2:24 currently as well. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah, time can really go fast here when you're watching some really awesome basketball. And as we get into this overtime period, we're gonna have the fouls. I believe the fouls will stay at 5 each. And then I just heard, was given word it's gonna be a 3-minute overtime. So a little bit shorter of an overtime period. So really important to take advantage of your opportunities and any layup you get.
There's no other way I would rather end my weekend than calling an overtime of basketball, and that is exactly the situation we are put in here as Oak Bay and Pacific Academy will go head to head. Of course, this is for a berth in the semifinals between both of these teams. It's a very crucial overtime, and if I'm the Celtics, if I was the Celtics, I'd be a lot more confident than I was starting the fourth quarter, knowing that it's a brand new ball game.
Yeah, I think that getting that layup to tie it at the end gives them a lot of confidence and momentum going into overtime here. So advantage slightly to the Celtics, but I mean the Breakers are playing an awesome game so far.
One-handed layup is good, and Hercules Mai with that same patented left-handed layup that tied the game up for them.
And that's the same play, like you said, the same play that they tied the game with. It's so simple. It's so easy, but yet so effective, because if you're the ball handler driving, and no one stops you, you have a layup. But if the second defender comes to double team you, then your teammate has a layup. So it's pick your poison.
The Pacific Academy have had a lead for most of this, and this is out of bounds. It will be off the leg, and it will be Celtics basketball.
So a little bit of pressure here to start the overtime and full court press from the Celtics. Like we said, they got a little bit of momentum from that tying layup, and you can see it here.
And who caused that turnover? The same guy who scored the last 4 points for the Celtics, Hercules Mai.
He's making a huge impact these last 45 seconds or so.
It's moments like these where you want your name to be remembered in your school's history forever. You want kids who study at the school in the future to know of you, that you were the one to make history. And Hercules Mai, perhaps this is the beginning of what's to come for the Celtics if they're able to get the victory here, but the Pacific Academy comes back the other way. Look at the pressure they're putting on Ashby. The Academy able to get the ball across half court. Now they send this one back to Lee. Here's Lee, step back three-pointer. No good, off the rim. As the Academy tried to remain inbounds at the basketball. This will be Pacific Academy basketball still.
And you can see that the Celtics they're trying to not let Ashby catch the ball and bring it up. They don't want to allow Ashby to be a playmaker. They want him to just be out of the play, standing in the corner and doubling him. So, and I believe they're going to change the call now.
They changed the call.
Okay.
Oh, it'll be a foul.
They're calling a foul.
Foul against, I believe, Mario Okini, his fourth personal.
Okay. Interesting. So it changed it. It changed the call from out of bounds to.
And now it's a shooting foul.
Yeah, because we're in the bonus here in overtime, so it just goes straight to the only foul that would not be shooting in this situation would be an offensive charge, an offensive foul. So any other foul is shooting. And Mai is up to the line to add 2 more.
Indeed, Mai misses the first, and if you made both those free throws, you had a chance to make this a two-possession game. And
well, you think about free throws on both sides, right? The Breakers had 2 free throws that they missed, that technical free throw, and then the first one from Bouguet. That could have won them the game.
Second one is missed.
And you see Mai miss both here, so it's a game of what ifs.
So this back out to Hercules Mai, now at the corner. This is back up top yet again, as it's Riley Santa Juana. 7 seconds to work with. Santa Juana now. He looks to drive towards the net, off the backboard. They can't get that rebound. That won't go either. Pacific Academy able to pick up the board.
Great rebound there by Bouguet between 2 other St. Pat's players. Rips it down.
Here's Ashby. Ashby now back to Bouguet. Bouguet now spins around. Bouguet one-handed layup. No good. So close yet so far. Picks up his own rebound. Sends it right back to Ashby.
Just couldn't get over the rim there. Great play. Nice spin move.
Ashby working off of the screen. Here's Ashby. He sends that one back to the left side to try and get that one out. They lost the ball. Celtics basketball.
And they're really letting them play here on the offensive end for the Breakers. I mean,
indeed.
It's quite physical.
Santa Juana. And now with the basketball, here's Jericho Labrador. Labrador feeds it back up top. Here's Jaden Kwan. Kwan now on the wing. Kwan looks to drive on in. Kwan with the basketball blocked at the net by Bouguet. They pick up the rebound. Here's a chance now. 3. They airballed that. Santa Juana perhaps had a chance to put on the dagger. He airballed that. This will be Pacific Academy basketball. Less than a minute to go, Nick, in overtime. We're in for one wild finish.
Yeah, 2-point game here, minute to go. Breakers with the ball. St. Pat's still with the pressure on the full court, so got to keep control of the ball here.
Ashby now, he sends it up to Bouguet. Bouguet will look to settle. He sends it over to Ashby. Ashby now with the basketball.
Doubling Ashby again.
Where's Bouguet? Bouguet now, he'll look to drive on in. Bouguet gets right to the net, backhands it in! Off the backcourt, Bouguet ties the game at 40. And he hesitated for a second there as well before he made the choice to get to the net and do it himself. That is where he has to use his height to his advantage. It's exactly what he did. Driving on in, now backhanded is good! Santa Juana with the backhand, and Pacific once again down 2.
And the Breakers are not going to call timeout yet. They still have it in their back pocket, but they're going to try and use this time here to get a quick score.
Ashby now. Over to Bouquet. Bouquet lost the basketball. This goes out of bounds. Celtics basketball. And the building can feel it.
And Coach Ashby there screaming for a call. He thought that Bouquet got hit, dribbling the ball through between defenders. I can't blame him. I mean, Bouquet's been targeted this second half. I will say he's been a subject to a lot of physical defense from the Celtics, and I mean, we're gonna see how this last half minute plays out.
Indeed, and you can hear, I glanced over slightly at the Celtics bench as well. They're jumping up and down. They can feel it. And same can be said about the St. Pat Celtics crowd here as well. You take a look at the group to their right, the supporters of the Pacific Academy, they're all holding their breaths right now as...
And there's still a lot of work to be done if you're St. Pat's. I mean, we're going back to the foul game, right? Because the shot clock's turned off. I believe there's about 15 to 20 seconds or so on the clock. So I'm assuming Pacific Academy is going to try and get a steal quickly, and then if not, they're going to foul. So there's less time. There's only 15 seconds, so they're probably going to have to get a foul pretty quickly. Hopefully, St. Pat's, for Pacific Academy's sake, hopefully St. Pat's misses one or both, and then they still have a chance. And if you're St. Pat's, you just got to make your free throws, hold on to the basketball, make your free throws, and you'll move on to the semifinals.
Indeed, one timeout remaining for all those wondering for the Pacific Academy. So if they were to get a steal on this inbounding play, they could immediately call a timeout as well, but they wouldn't have that no-risk factor. Off the inbound play, the Celtics get it, and they foul. Santa Juana is fouled here. And the referees will wait for a change. And this will be a foul to Judah Ashby, his first foul.
That's his first foul, that's crazy.
He's been fouled all day long, but what a phenomenal player. I mean, we saw this last game as well, as the first free throw is good. We saw this last game as well with the Collingwood Cavaliers and Harry Bell, a performance he put on. As we have a timeout called on the floor, 2-possession game, and Pacific Academy calls a timeout, but it's not looking too good for them at this moment. Nick.
Yeah, so 4-point lead, 14 seconds left, or around that time, around 10 seconds. So they're gonna have to look. You can go for a quick 2-pointer. It is possible, but it's got to be within 2-3 seconds, and then you have to get either a steal or a foul right away. I think what they're gonna do, they're probably going to try and get an open 3-point shot, cut the lead to 1, and then you have to foul, and then they'll make 2, and then it's a 3-point game, and then you got to come down with about probably 4 seconds left, go the length of the court, and try and tie it with another 3-pointer. So your back is definitely against the wall if you're Pacific Academy, but there is still a chance. So.
Indeed, and thinking about how tired these players must be as well. The exhaustion factor definitely starts to kick in.
Well, and we mentioned earlier in the broadcast about the fact that St. Pat's is not playing many players, right? Maybe a 7-man rotation, but there's been no fatigue on their end. They've proven that they can handle it. They can play all these minutes. So another 10 seconds left.
Judah gets this one in. Ashby heaves up a 3-pointer. It's good! Judah Ashby from downtown. 1-point game, and they foul.
That looked like he just heaved it off of one leg, off balance, and that was a perfect switch, Jag.
How did Judah Ashby get that 3-pointer to go? And so now,
so it's up to Riley Santa Juana here to make both free throws.
Santa Juana makes the first, and now if you're St. Pat's as well, you can foul and send them to the line, because
yes,
if they make both of them.
And that is a new era type of strategy where they foul them before the shot, not in a shooting motion, so that they can they only shoot 2, they don't get a chance to tie it with a 3-pointer. You're right, that's a great point. Let's see if they do it here.
9.3 seconds to go. They're going to run it back down the court. Here's Judah Ashby. He sends that one up ahead. They'll need the 3-pointer. Back out. Here's Kim, a 3-pointer. That's short. They back it back out, and it's over. The St. Patrick's Celtics finish off the Pacific Academy Breakers and end in what surely was a Cinderella run in this tournament, but you can't take anything away from the Pacific Academy Breakers. They absolutely played their hearts out.
Not at all, yeah, they played absolutely amazing. They definitely deserve to be in this position, and you know, it sucks that only one team can move on, but you know, full credit to St. Pat's there. They hung on the whole game. You know, I gotta say, from just watching it, Pacific Academy looked like the better performing team in this game. I won't say they're the better team overall, but they played better overall in this game. But you know, credit to the Celtics. They hung in there when they needed to. They got timely buckets, and you know, in that last minute there, they executed when they needed to. Riley Sanawana with a great assist to his teammate, and sent it to overtime. And then in the short 3 minutes, they executed. They did what they needed to do, and it was really on the defensive end. I mean, you think about the scoring in this game. You know, I don't even think we reached the 40s. Or we barely reached the 40s, right? We didn't even reach 50 points for either team. So very low scoring. A lot of credit to the defense, and you know, it was an exciting game. I can't wait for the next games we've got on.
It indeed was. You see a couple of players emotional, as well as Adriel Bouguet. You know, you can see tears running down his face, and Judah Ashby as well. He was emotional, but these players have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. They did everything they could for their school, and I'm sure everyone back at the Pacific Academy is definitely proud of the performance this team put on.
Absolutely, and crazy to think that Adriel Bouguet is just grade 9, so we're going to see him next year again.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah, it's crazy how athletic this guy is, and his size and strength. So we'll see him next year here, and hopefully in the quarterfinals again.
Indeed, and this was my first weekend calling basketball. I've watched the sport as a fan for so many years. I've played this sport in high school as well. But really, watching these kids at this provincial levels, you know, I never reached provincials myself during my time playing high school basketball, but you know, coming here, watching these players leave everything out on the court as a broadcaster of someone who loves basketball, it definitely is, you know, something that helps.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see the effort that they all put forth, and you know, the diving for every loose ball, and you just see them giving it all. I mean, as we see one of the St. Pat's players limping to the locker room as he's
They gave it everything they could. They really did. And, you know, we take a look at what a fan base that this St. Pat's Celtics team has, and really, for a moment there, you'd think that it would be the reason why the Pacific Academy would crumble. Coming into this one, Nick, the first line that you said as well, it's a David versus Goliath matchup, but I don't think if anyone knew the seedings before this matchup, they wouldn't be able to tell.
No, and I mentioned it early, you know, point way through the broadcast. You know, I think we need to throw away these seeds. You know, it was a matchup. It was a very even matchup today. Pacific Academy deserved to be here. I think this goes to show you that it's really hard to seed these teams. It's really hard to rank these teams because, you know, they don't play each other throughout the regular season most of the time. I mean, Pacific Academy's from Surrey, and obviously St. Pat's is from Vancouver, so they're not in the same conference. They're not going to play each other during the regular season. The only time they would play each other is if it's a tournament somewhere, or both schools, you know, contact each other to set something up. So most of these teams, this is the first time playing each other. So it is really cool to see the matchups and how evenly matched up they are, and it just goes to show you the skill level in BC as far as basketball. It's very high. So, you know, the number 1 seed down to the 32 seed, I mean, it's not that much different.
Indeed it is. What a matchup between both of these